Fever star Caitlin Clark drops wholesome 7-word birthday wish to former Iowa Hawkeyes teammate. Caitlin Clark was one of the stars wishing former Iowa Hawkeyes standout Gabby Marshall on her birthday. The Indiana Fever star took to her Instagram stories to post a throwback picture of the two with a wholesome message. Marshall and Golden State Valkyries guard Kate Martin were marquee names, along with Clark, who helped Iowa win 2 consecutive national championships. However, unlike her former Hawkeyes teammates, Martin didn't pursue a WNBA career. Caitlin Clark leaves heartfelt birthday wish to Gabby Marshall. Taking to her IG stories, Clark wrote, "Happy birthday, sweetie. I love you, Wholesome," with 2 wholesome throwback pictures of the two from their playing days. Marshall joined the Hawkeyes in 2019 and spent 5 seasons with the team. The Cincinnati guard averaged 6.6 points, 1.4 rebounds, and 1.7 assists per game. After the 2023-24 college ball season, she opted to retire from the sport entirely and, per Yahoo Sports, is pursuing a graduate degree from the University of North Carolina. While Marshall was a defensive powerhouse, Clark spearheaded the Iowa offense. The playmaker started her 139 games and averaged 28.4 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 8.2 assists. That said, the 2025 WNBA season has been a season to forget so far, with the guard spending a major chunk of the season on the sidelines. A series of injuries throughout the campaign, including a mild bone bruise on the ankle, leaves her with no return timetable. The Fever will hope that their mercurial star will return to action at some stage before the end of their regular season. At the time of writing, the 19-16 Fever side is a playoff hopeful. Still, the injury bug has hit their guard department, including Sophie Cunningham, Sydney Colson, and Ari McDonald. Clark is averaging 16.5 rebounds, 5.0 rebounds, and 8.8 assists this season, but has missed over 20 games for the Fever. With 9 games remaining in the regular season, the team hopes its superstar will be ready by the time the playoffs roll in. They will now bank on the likes of Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell to shoulder the significant load on both ends of the floor. The Fever play the Minnesota Lynx next in a home-and-away set. They later hit the road for a 3-game trip on the West Coast. They play the Kelsey Plum-led Los Angeles Sparks, followed by the Golden State Valkyries and the Phoenix Mercury. The message wasn't flashy. It wasn't a viral highlight reel or a headline-grabbing quote. It was just 7 words, typed into a phone and sent out into the world on a quiet Thursday morning. "Happy birthday to my sister for life." That was all Caitlin Clark, now the rising star of the Indiana Fever, chose to post for her former Iowa Hawkeyes teammate. 7 words, simple, wholesome, unfiltered. Yet those words carried more weight than any long paragraph could. Because for Clark and for the teammates celebrating another year of life, the bond they shared wasn't about length or eloquence. It was about meaning, history, and the kind of connection only forged through long practices, shared victories, and heartbreaks that stitched people together for good. More than just teammates. At Iowa, Clark's legend had already begun to form. But even as she launched deep threes and racked up stat lines that looked like typos, she was never alone. Her teammates, those who set the screens, dove for loose balls, calmed her when her competitive fire ran too hot, were the foundation of her rise. Among them, one teammate in particular stood out as more than just a colleague. She was a confidant, a sister, someone who shared quiet bus rides and loud locker room celebrations. Someone who reminded Clark that beyond the pressure of being the face of women's college basketball, she was still just Caitlin, the kid from Des Moines with a basketball and a dream. When that teammate's birthday rolled around, Clark didn't feel the need for flowery words. Just 7 simple ones that said it all. Why fans loved it? When Clark posted the message, accompanied by a photo of the two of them laughing after a big win, the response from fans was instant and overwhelming. "Wholesome," one wrote, sharing the screenshot across Twitter. "This is why I love Caitlin," another added. "Not just a baller, but a loyal friend." In a sports world often dominated by trash talk, contract disputes, and manufactured drama, Clark's wish reminded people of something purer, the heart beneath the headlines. It was a reminder that athletes aren't just competitors. They're people, bound by relationships that often last longer than their playing days. A glimpse of Clark's character. Caitlin Clark has often been portrayed as fiery, outspoken, even brash on the court. Her swagger is undeniable. She celebrates threes with a finger flick, she stares down defenders, she plays with a chip on her shoulder. That's part of what makes her great. But the birthday wish offered a different side. Here was Clark, stripped of bravado, showing gratitude and affection for someone who mattered deeply to her. It was gentle. It was human. And it revealed the balance within her, the competitor who could dominate a game and the friend who never forgot where she came from. Happy birthday to my sister for life. Those words showed that for all the headlines about her record-breaking rookie year, Clark's heart was still tied to the bonds she built in Iowa City. The Iowa connection. The Iowa Hawkeyes women's basketball team wasn't just a stop on Clark's journey, it was the crucible that shaped her. The program had long prided itself on its family-like culture, where players leaned on each other as much as they leaned on their own talent. During Clark's tenure, the Hawkeyes became more than a team, they became a movement. Packed arenas. National attention. March Madness magic. Her teammates weren't just supporting characters, they were co-authors of that story. So when one of them celebrated a birthday, Clark's recognition wasn't just a personal nod. It was an acknowledgement of the collective journey, the shared sacrifices, the family forged under the Iowa banner. The ripple effect. What made the 7-word wish truly resonate wasn't just the bond between Clark and her teammate, it was the ripple effect it had on others. Young fans saw it and thought about their own teammates, the friends who stuck by them through wins and losses. Parents saw it and remembered the bonds they'd built in their own playing days. Current athletes saw it and were reminded of the importance of gratitude, of celebrating those who lift you up. It became more than a birthday wish. It became a reminder of why people fall in love with sports in the first place. Not just for the highlights, but for the relationships behind them. Media buzz without trying. Ironically, the simplicity of Clark's message created the very buzz she hadn't been trying to spark. Sports outlets picked it up. Caitlin Clark's sweet birthday shout-out melts fans' hearts. One headline read, "From deep threes to deep bonds, Clark's wholesome side," another joked. Reporters noted that while Clark could dominate on the court, her ability to connect off it might be what made her such a transcendent figure. She didn't need a marketing team to script her words, she just needed to be herself.